Today we have some new information on the LG 27GR95QE 240Hz OLED gaming monitor. Hi friends and welcome to Victor's Reality. We have more confirmation that MLA technology is built into these new OLED gaming monitors. And finally, we have real brightness numbers to help you make that awesome buying decision. Brought to you by a Little Snowman's review of this amazing OLED monitor. Starting off with OLED info. According to reports from Korea, LG Display is now applying MLA technology into its gaming monitors. And it's introduced in LG's UltraGear 27GR95QEB and the Asus PG27AQDM. At the LG Display CES 2023 booth, they were stating that MLA technology is built into these monitors. So as we're starting to see more confirmation from other outlets, that should give you a sign of what's to come with OLED technology being brighter than ever before. No one can beat OLED technology on a per pixel level, and it's amazing to see now at 27 inches that TV technology is now being introduced in the monitor market. And if you're coming from other technologies, you really have to choose. Do you want speed and clarity versus impactful brightness? And the good thing is a Little Snowman has covered everything, even opening the monitor itself to verify there is a turbofan to cool the driver board, not to be confused with an actual heatsink on the panel itself like the Asus OLED monitor. At least we know there is some kind of cooling that doesn't add to the panel's heat. But so far in my testing, it's been cool to the touch. I haven't heard the fan, nor have I felt any kind of heat dissipation. Even though the grills are big enough, I haven't felt any heat coming out of the monitor. And here's the panel info and how it's rated. But in this review, they were stating they were able to pull higher numbers, and we'll be taking a look at that in a bit. Here we're seeing the pixel layout, RWBG. And just so you're aware, this is based on WOLED. And for all the gamers out there, 4 milliseconds at 1080p at 120Hz and 7 milliseconds at 4K 60Hz. Now as you know, I've done my own tests and I've been able to see that Gamer 1 or Vivid, they trade blows on which one being brighter. It really depends on what you're doing. But look at these Vivid settings. That's something I have been able to notice and I have stated in my videos. Sometimes they trade blows, and look how bright on Vivid mode it can really get. Close to 400 nits. That's why I say, friends, it's very close, at least with Street Fighter, versus the Neo G8 versus the LG 32GQ950, as that's a 450 nits in brightness monitor. So it really depends on what you're doing. I was playing Titanfall, and that game on Vivid looked really bright versus Gamer 1. But when I played Street Fighter, Gamer 1 was brighter, and it wasn't at no 200 nits, it was higher than that, because it was matching the Neo G8's 80% brightness. So again, when you get this monitor, it's not a one and done monitor where you just set the preset for once and that's it, unless you're in HDR mode. Like I said before, it is a really picky monitor. It really depends on what you're watching and what you're doing. I'm sure to get the maximum brightness, you have to run this in HDR mode. You can see Gamer 1 and 2 hover around 200 nits, while FPS and RTS, again, a little bit brighter, but the drop-off at 100% is more drastic. While on Vivid mode, the 100% brightness is more drastic, but you can see at 25% it's close to 400 nits. We're looking at close to 400 nits at 395.48, while at 50% we're at 227 nits, at 75% 161 nits, and 100% on Vivid preset we are looking at 132 nits. That is very low, but the impact is there when the game allows it. Here with Street Fighter, I have both presets side by side, Gamer 1 versus Vivid. You can easily see which one is brighter. So I would say the verdict is still out. Real world scenarios need to be tested. As again, I don't know how they tested their monitor. You can clearly see Gamer 1 preset is way brighter than Vivid mode. Now I would say this is close to 75% lit up. You can see the Neo G8 stays the same, while the difference is on the LG. And according to the tests, Gamer 1 should be 192 nits, while on Vivid it would be 161. You can clearly see it here, that's not the case. While Vivid does look like 130-150 nits-ish, Gamer 1 is above 300. It's easily noticeable, and it's comparable to the Neo G8. And I would say the Neo G8 is hovering around 300 plus. But like I said, this is a very picky monitor, so you just gotta test out for yourself. Now for HDR, you can see according to the tests that he was able to reach 826 nits, I believe in Vivid mode. Now I've been able to see it higher than that, above 900 nits. That's what happens when it's real world scenarios. The smaller the window, or smaller the highlight, the brighter it will get. So it really all depends on how people really test their monitors. But according to these tests, you can see right here, the LG 27GR95QE is brighter than the LG 42C2 in HDR mode, capping out at 724 on the 42, while reaching 826 on the 27-inch. So that MLA technology is really showcasing itself here, but not quite as bright as the AW3423DW and the G8 OLED. I do have a QD OLED Alienware video coming up versus this 27GR95QE, so check out the playlist, friends, depending on when you're watching this. Everybody wants to know, is it bright enough? We all know it's clear. It's the clearest monitor we've ever seen. But does it get the job done on impact, on the visual fidelity? And you need the brightness to back it up. So when OLED technology can get close to 400 nits, it is very bright. It's awesome. That's why when I play Street Fighter, To me, that's the worst case scenario because there's a lot of color, there's a lot of brightness in that scene. That's why in Street Fighter, when I selected Gamer 1, it was very bright. And it was brighter than 200 nits. I would say closer to 300, 350. And that's the issue with OLED technology. It just depends on how much percentage of the whole screen is really lit up. And according to these tests, anything under 25% is bright at close to 400 nits on vivid mode, with no ABL. So you really gotta pick and choose. This is an outstanding monitor, but we're still limited to OLED technology and its limits with that full screen brightness. I really thought this was interesting to showcase the brightness potential on this monitor. There's so many questions online, how bright does it really get? And actually, these are the first numbers I've seen online, and they do make complete sense. This monitor does get very bright, in HDR mode, and according to the tests, in Vivid. And like I said before, test for yourselves because you need Gamer 1 for that low input lag mode. To many gamers, that's a must. So friends, if you found this video helpful, please hit that like button so more people can see it to help them make that awesome buying decision. Consider subscribing if you want more information on this amazing OLED technology monitor, the LG 27GR95QE. Thanks for watching, friends. Stay safe out there. I'll see you guys next time.